Simply add nature. Welcome to our guided tour around Loch Leven, driving around the A82 and B863. We start here just after the Ballycoolish Bridge on the A82, where you can stop in a lay-by and take pictures of the bridge, and then we follow on past Ballycoolish into Glencoe and round the B863, and we're going to stop at Kinlochmore to have a look at the Grey Mare's Tail waterfall, and then we'll carry on round and stop to look at Eilean, which is a lovely little island along the way, and then carry on round the B863 until we join the A82 again. So if you look to the bottom right of the screen, you'll see the map and red line tracing where we are as we go round, and as we see things we point them out. So this peak, prominent peak in the distance there, Seagull Island. It's also known as the Pap of Glencoe, and it's not the highest peak, it's just a very prominent, obvious one that you can see from Glencoe at 742 metres high. And there is a bit of a rough, moderate hill climb if you wanted to get up there, but if you do manage to, you get a wonderful view over Loch Leven. You'll be able to see pretty much all of Loch Leven, right to the mouth near the Ballycoolish Bridge, and all the way over to Kinlochmore as well. And just to the right on the horizon you'll see Seagull Island, and that is actually 967 metres high peak, so it looks a bit more of a ridge. It's less of a pronounced peak, but actually higher, and you would also get good views from up there. Now at this point on the A82 we're just passing a turn there into Ballycoolish to local services if you need a toilet or petrol or food, so it's a good place to stop there. So the map tells us that we're in this area called Ballycoolish, but really the name Ballycoolish applies more to what's now called North Ballycoolish on the other side of the Loch Leven, that you can get to from the Ballycoolish Bridge. So this is perhaps more correctly the Glencoe area, and we'll be driving through or past the Glencoe village. And this contest over the name is also reflected in that little peninsula you can see on the map that we've just driven past, which is the Ballycoolish Peninsula. But it also has a hotel there called Isles of Glencoe Hotel. So is it an Isle of Glencoe or is it a Ballycoolish Peninsula? So just past a sign there which officially confirms we're entering Glencoe. We're about to take a left onto the B863, which is the main part of our tour around the edge of Loch Leven, a beautiful scenic route. And on the right, just at this turn, you'll see there's the inn, Glencoe Inn, which is a 5-star accommodation, and there is food places and things there as well. So if we turn left here, you'll see straight forward there's a straight road down through the Glencoe village, and there is a little car park there that's very small, and public toilets which you need to pay for, but the slightly larger car park is here on the left. And Glencoe's got lots of things to do and see. There's a little shop, there's also a folk museum and a Glencoe War Memorial, and the area is associated with the MacDonald clan, so there's a MacDonald Memorial as well, and lots of trails and outdoor activities and things to do in Glencoe as well. Nice with the video to be able to fast forward traffic lights. Shame you don't get that in real life. In Glencoe there's also cafes and Glencoe Mountain Rescue Outdoor Centre, and there's a secret garden as well which has like a playground for children as well, and there's a nature trail and a trail to Glencoe Lochen Trail which goes around Glencoe Lochen, which is like another loch, or a small loch or lake with some beautiful walks around there. So there's a lot of work going on here at Glencoe at this time, and there's a holiday park there as well. And now we're just carrying on to the B863 and see some of the scenery. So in the distance there's another sort of peak, which is Tom Mead Hoyne at 621 metres high, and this is the part of the journey where it's going to start getting more natural, less buildings and less vehicles as we go around the edge of Loch Leven, so more trees and less cars. And just between the trees directly ahead we can see the peak Mare. And this range of mountains that you can see is called the Grampian Mountains. And you can't quite see, but through the trees on the right is the Glencoe Lochen, which is a sort of isolated lake. So it's not a loch that opens up to the sea, it's just a small lake, and there is a trail around there from Glencoe. I haven't marked it on the map, I'm afraid, but it is there. And I won't talk absolutely constantly through this video, so I'll leave you some pauses so you can just take it all in. And on the right we can see the pap of Glencoe just coming into view again there. So this lies to the west of Glencoe, and the B863 goes right round the bottom of it. So we're going to go right round and past that as we head over to Kinlochmore. Just up on the left here is a great lay-by to stop and get a wonderful view across Loch Leven, and I wish I'd stopped there, but I didn't quite spot it in time, so we carry on. And there's another lay-by coming up on the left with a beautiful view over Loch Leven and facing Mare. And now we've got around the foot of the pap of Glencoe, we can see Garbane, which is a peak in the distance there, 867 metres high. And the scenery around here is just absolutely breathtaking, it really is. And we were lucky to have such good weather on this day, and I hope you're enjoying this drive round Loch Leven. And just coming up on the left there's a turn into a caravan and camping park. And just going over a little bridge there's lots of rivers and waterfalls to the right coming down the mountains. Lots of beautiful waterfalls to see in this area. And we'll shortly be arriving in Kinlochmore, in the Kinlochleven area, where there's the Grey Mare's Tail, which is a very big, impressive waterfall. And we're going to stop in this tour to show you that, and we've got a bit of video footage to show you. It really is just absolutely beautiful in this area. It's a really impressive route, the B863 round Loch Leven. And just coming up on the left in a minute, there's a off the road car parking area where you can have a picnic. It is height restricted, so that's just coming up now on this bend on the left. And if you come into this area, don't forget to check the Midgeys forecast. There is a website where you can get a forecast for Midgeys, because in this area, in much of Scotland, in the peak of summer, and a lot of the summer months actually, there can be large swarms of midges sometimes that sort of come from all these lochs and rivers and lakes, and they can get very annoying. But you can get midge spray to sort of deter them, and it works quite well from our experience. And we did come on a day that was supposed to be quite bad for midges, but we didn't really have any problem. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to leave us a comment to tell us what you thought. And we have got more video footage. If you wanted to see it, let us know in the comments. Carrying on from the end of the B863 round to Fort William, which is near Ben Nevis. If you want to see that video, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Just as we come around this corner to the left, you can see the peak of Ambordack, which is 1,032 meters high. So Ambordack is on the main ridge of the Moors range of mountains, which is between Kinlochleven and Fort William. It's the 100th highest mountain, and Ambordack translates to mean the old man. And if it wasn't there, we should be able to see Ben Nevis, which is the highest peak in Scotland, and that is in the same direction but behind Ambordack as we see it there. In fact, at a height of 1,345 metres, Ben Nevis is not only the highest peak in Scotland, it's the highest peak in the British Isles. And we are entering into Kinlochleven now, and we'll go through to Kinlochmore village, where we'll have a look at the Grey Mare's Tail shortly. And there's lots of guest houses and bed and breakfasts in Kinlochleven, and also the National Ice Climbing Centre. So there's lots of little shops in the village, and on the right there's a post office and cash machine if you need that. And we're just coming up to the turn on the right there to the National Ice Climbing Centre, and there's also a public toilet there on the right. And we're just going on a bridge now which takes us over Loch Leven into Kinlochmore. And there's a footpath on the right there which takes you onto the West Highland Way. And there's several more guest houses and bed and breakfasts, inns and a takeaway on this side of the bridge. And we should turn right here, but I missed that turn because we're going to go up towards the Grey Mare's Tower waterfall, so we'll take the next right. So actually having to do a U-turn here using this sort of bow-shaped road to turn round. So I'll speed that up a bit and we turn left now to get up towards this car park where we can go and see the Grey Mare's Tail waterfall. So there's a car park at the church, and this road's called Eilean Road, and at the end of this road we just take a right and then a left. I thought about stopping and lay by there, but if we go right here we can go and park in a proper car park. Now the car park is free to park, but there is a donation box if you want to leave a donation. So we just park here and then we can go and take a walk on the, it's part of the West Highland Way up towards the Grey Mare's Tail waterfall. So it's not a very long walk, not very steep, but beautiful countryside and little streams and things as we walk up towards the waterfall. And on the way we were fortunate enough to see a tree creeper in the trees there, and walk round to the waterfall itself. So it's the Grey Mare's Tail waterfall. So there's actually 5 other waterfalls in Scotland with the same name, Grey Mare's Tail. And I'll just pause for a moment there so you can enjoy the sights and sound of the waterfall. So it's an impressive 50-metre waterfall created by the following off a cliff. And now we'll continue our journey back onto the B863. So we're leaving Kinlochmore in the car park and we take a right back towards the junction with the B863. Now we are heading back east, so unfortunately we're facing towards the sun this time, so there's a bit of glare on the camera from the sun, but adds to the effect of how bright and lovely it was. And such glorious weather we had. It was very lucky to have such a lovely day to film this. We're just going to stop at the next lay-by on the left, which will give us some beautiful views, scenic views across Loch Leven, the peaks, and also directly opposite one of the little islands in Loch Leven called Eilean. And this is one of 9 small rocky or grassy islands. So we'll just show you some photos that we took from this position. It's a good place to stop, I think. So we're on the north shore of Loch Leven, and you'll see this lay-by that we've stopped in marked as the Seagull Island Viewpoint. So this little island, also known as Seagull Island, and as we pull away from the lay-by on this glorious day, we also get a great view of Kinlochmore on the horizon there. And we're just coming up to the Loch Leven seafood cafe on the right, serving Scottish lobster and specialising in locally sourced shellfish. And now we're just coming up to the Loch Leven chalets, so another great place to stay with some great views. And as we come around this corner, we get a nice clear view across Loch Leven towards Ballachulish, and we can see Seagull Island, and behind that would be Seagull Island, and then in the further distance we can also see the Craigorm. So they're all quite high. The Craigorm's 758 metres, but Seagull Island is 947. We just stopped in this lay-by for a moment to let some motorbikes go past and to take in this glorious view. We're arriving into North Ballachulish now, on the north side of Loch Leven, and we'll come to the end of the B863 shortly, where it joins the A82. And there are some cottages you can stay here at Bishop's Bay Cottage on the left, and on the right is Out Shellac Cottages. And as we approach the T-junction with the A82, in the near distance on the left you can just see Creagh Gorm, and then the next peak in from the left is Bien Leon Hain, and then Druim na Sgriordain, which is it's got like 2 peaks there. And if you turn left you go over the Ballachulish Bridge back to South Ballachulish on that side of Loch Leven, the south side, or if you turn right here, which is what we're doing, you head on to Fort William on the A82. So that brings us to the end of this video. We do hope you've enjoyed this tour of the B863 round Loch Leven with us. If you have, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe, and any comments in the comment section below. And if you would like to see the following drive on to Fort William from here, also let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching.